Seahawks have a big game on Sunday against the Niners for the NFC West, and they're getting a familiar face back to play in it. Marshawn Lynch signing with the team yesterday, a comeback that seemingly came out of nowhere after Chris Carson and C.J. Prosise went down on Sunday. But according to Tom Pelissero, he's been training in secret for the last couple of weeks, preparing for a possible comeback. And he's been talking to Michael Robinson the whole time, our teammate who used to be his teammate, who is apparently very good at keeping secrets and who joins us now on the phone. How did this whole thing come about, Mike?
Yeah, first of all, Marshawn is definitely happy to be back playing football. I asked him a couple of times, like, bro, like, you don't need this. Like, why do this? And he said, Mike, Rob, I love the game of football. And you can't argue when a guy tells you that. But he told me probably, I don't know, a month and a half ago, hey, Mike, you know, they calling for me, man. They calling for me. I'm thinking about, you know, getting myself back together. And I thought I thought the Seahawks and Pete Carroll and everybody over there did a great job staying in contact with them, keeping the doors open for this possibility to happen.
Do you think part of the reason that he's coming back has anything to do with unfinished business and the way that Super Bowl ended against the Patriots to make this playoff run with the Seahawks? Do you think that is at all a factor?
Yeah, I mean, he won't say it. He will never say it, but I'm sure subconsciously, if he would have got the ball on the 1 yard line in that 2014 Super Bowl, we may not come to this place right now. But he did not say that. But I do think that is possibly in the back of his mind.
So we saw him training. Apparently, Tom Pelissero says that he's been training for the last 2 weeks in private. What's that look like as far as you know?
Yes, as far as I know, it's just obviously a bunch of cardio, those types of things, lifting weights, But Marshawn is a guy that when he gets the ball in his hands is a very physical runner, and him and I talking. The concerns are like this time of the year, teams aren't going full padded on practices, right? So how does he get that live work in before a possible showdown for the NFC West title this weekend against the San Francisco 49ers? To me, that's the issue. And if you look at the game this week, I would expect 10 to 15 carries if the Seahawks deem it possible for him. But I do think about 10, 15 carries would be the limit for him.
Okay, so 10 to 15 carries for him. They also have Robert Turbin back in the fold. This is starting to feel very much like 2013. The only one missing
is not me, because I'm not coming back. Okay, I'm on a vegetarian diet, Lindsay. I don't have all the weight I used to have, but I will say this: there is some familiarity with Marshawn, with Robert Turbin, all of those types of things. But the Brian Schottenheimer offense is a little bit more zone run. Marshawn likes the more of a gap scheme when you got double teams and pulling guards and things like that. I'll be looking at that this weekend to see if they implement that more in their game.
Good stuff, Mike Robb. Thank you very much for taking time out of your Christmas. We will let you get back to your holiday now, and we'll get back to ours. It's the same.
No, you are one of the alpha competitors in the NFL. What is it like to know it's a one-game showdown as the last game of the regular season for a division championship this weekend?
I think it's what you dream about. I think when you wake up and come to the end of the season and you put yourself in a position to be one of two teams to win a division and possibly get a bye, it's just fun. And then playing against Sharpe, it's going to be fun, too.
You see him before the game, Richard Sherman, your old teammate, say hi and everything, and then you guys go to work on defense. He'll try and go to work on defense, I'm sure. The first matchup with San Francisco was an instant classic. Tight game, right down to the wire. What do you expect this time around?
I expect the same thing because it's going to be a lot of guys just coming at each other. I definitely feel like they're going to want to come bounce back from the last time we won. And, Sherman's going to get those guys riled up. And I feel like we're going to be riled up after the way last week went. And it's going to be fun.
Seattle, the entire area, the 12s, everybody is fired up for the return of beast mode. Marshawn Lynch back with you guys again. First of all, how's he look and what's reasonable to expect out of a guy who hasn't played in a year?
I mean, to me, he looked like he normally looked.
Really?
He's going to come down. I know y'all saw the video of him boxing, or well, it was him getting beat up, but
taking the shots to the ribs to get him ready.
Gonna be ready.
Yeah,
exactly. He a guy gonna be ready. They're gonna kind of slowly put him back into the game, but whenever he had the ball, he's gonna bring the power.
Does Marshawn add anything just besides his productivity on the football field? Would there be any extra juice or anything like that, do you think, coming from him this weekend?
Definitely, because, you get a chance to suit back up again and, put that 2-4 back on so the city can see him run the ball again. And I think, like he's been saying, it's unfinished business from him, and it's going to be excited to see him run the ball again.
Well, if he's in the backfield, doesn't really matter who else is out there. We know you've got one of the best weapons in football as your trigger man. Russell Wilson has put together another MVP caliber candidate type season. What else is there to say about Russell Wilson and the game he's played all season long?
He's just been amazing, man. True MVP, coming out every single game, being productive, touchdowns, using his feet to create plays, getting guys the ball. And it's just been really, really fun to watch his growth, his leadership. He's an amazing person, and, he deserves it.
You're not only joining us today as the leader of the Seahawks, but you're also joining us today with the distinction of one of only 32 men to be honored as the finalist for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. I know you don't take that very lightly. This is a big honor. And I know you don't do it for your own glory, but if you don't mind, we'll give you the floor on national TV right now to tell us about what you're trying to do in the community to impact lives, and if people are inspired, how they can get involved.
I'm very grateful for this honor. To be one of 32 guys is just a blessing. And, I don't have a foundation, and the foundation I chose to give the money back to is the HBCU Foundation. I'm wearing an HBCU hoodie right now.
Historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, yes.
Walter Payton went to this college, and I just think that they need to be looked out for. There's a lot of not funding for them, and I found an opportunity for myself to give the money to somebody that deserves it, and they deserve it. So if you guys can help me raise awareness and raise money for them, I would be truly grateful.
Have you selected which hoodie will be for game night there in Seattle? Will you show up to the stadium with one of those on?
I haven't decided yet, because this whole season I've been doing away games.
Okay.
So it's going to be a home game, so I got to figure out whether I'm going to do it or not. But I have a ton, and I'm pretty sure I can figure it out.
Well, the cameras will be rolling. You know that. Bobby, thanks for the time. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and have a great game against San Francisco this weekend, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Hey, nothing needs to be said, huh? Find a job, execute. Shoot on 3, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Ready, lobs a throw for Lacoste, reaches up, brings it down, into the end zone, left corner. Touchdown, Patriots.
That's a big time drive.
Good job, baby. Way to go. That's what we needed. Good job, Philly.
You guys are more than capable of just doing the bare minimum and beating this team.
Brady takes the step. A give to Burkhead, runs it right, and Burkhead's hit behind the line, stays alive, into the end zone. Touchdown.
Merry Christmas, America.
Patriots AFC East champs for the 11th straight year, in the driver's seat for the 2 seed right now, with the Chiefs waiting to pounce in the events that they lose to the Dolphins. But as you know, the road to the Super Bowl will have to go through Baltimore, which clinched the 1 seed on Sunday and recorded their second 1,000-yard rusher of the year. Mark Ingram joining Lamar Jackson in that department. For context here, there are 21 NFL teams this year that do not have one 1,000-yard rusher this year. Baltimore, again, has 2. They don't have anything to play for this weekend, so they'll be resting their players against the Steelers, who have to win to even have a chance to get into the playoffs, and they will need Devlin Hodges to get them that win. Mason Rudolph out for the year on IR with a shoulder injury. So the good news for Pittsburgh here, the last time that the Steelers lost in Week 17, it was all the way back in 2007. Since then, they are 11-0 in the last week of the regular season. Of course, there's a chance that they could beat the Ravens and not have it matter, because if the Titans beat the Texans, they get the 6th seed, and the Steelers and Raiders are out of luck. But here's the thing. They didn't beat the Texans 2 weeks ago, and Derrick Henry's a little banged up. Are they going to get what they need out of him?
Well, I think they will. You know, they rested him last week, week 16, because they were like, look, we're going to sit you down here, and they still played really well.